up, YouTube? It's your boy JusRzd, and today we finally talking about it. I got a little backed up on reviews, but we finally are getting to talk about the finale of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Part 3. Bruh. I'm already, this review gonna be different because the finale was 2 episodes long, fire episodes. But I ain't finna go in order. I'm gonna let you know that off top. I'm gonna hop around to the different things I want to talk about. So, pretty much this entire finale was fire, but it was pretty much a setup for Part 4. Part 4 is gonna be all gas, no breaks. Part 3 was a lot of gas, a couple breaks, but a lot of gas. Part 4 is finna be all gas, no breaks. Bruh, we had freaking Uryu getting confronted by Jugram Haschwalt. We had Haschwalt with the Almighty because Bach was asleep. We had the freaking Bambietas trying to sneak Bach on the low while he sleep. Low key, they tried. But man, it was so much tension in this episode. We had Ichigo, and Chad, and Orihime getting taken out by Askin. Had Ichigo flat. Had Orihime and Chad about to take them out, and then lo and behold, Yadoichi popped up, and boy did she pop up. Yo, Yadoichi came through and started smacking Buddy around. Like, started smacking Buddy around. She got like 2 hits in, and then her little brother popped up while Askin was recovering and trying to talk junk at the same time. And only problem I had, now granted, it's not like that fight finished. Any fight that started this particular episode, there was probably only 2 fights that finished in this finale. That actually finished, and that was, of course, the Bambietas versus Bach, and then Ichigo versus Uryu. Because once Yadoichi showed up, she got Orihime and Chad out of the trap that Askin had set, got her to pretty much heal Chad and heal herself and heal Ichigo, so that way they could go into the palace. So they went on, did their thing. When they got to the palace, that's when they ran into Uryu and Haschwalt. And of course, Haschwalt was questioning his loyalty, which he's been questioning the whole time they've been in in the royal palace. And you could just see him side-eyeing him throughout the entire part 3 of 1000-Year Blood War. So that was super dope. So he's finally confronting him about it. They're finally having a conversation. Ichigo pops up, and he was just like, all right, now's your chance. Prove your loyalty. Prove your loyalty. I've already seen what you're going to say. I've already seen what you finna do. But go ahead, prove your loyalty. So him and Ichigo start going at it. They start fighting. This time, Ichigo ain't holding back. He actually fighting for real this time. And he low-key got Uryu on the ropes a little bit, and then Uryu this time is the one actually holding back and trying not to fight as the fight continues. And then he confesses pretty much where his true loyalties lie, and he pretty much tells Ichigo, look man, y'all can use this little section in the palace that's at the bottom of the palace in the lower levels to get back to the world of the living. Go ahead, don't worry about me. I gotta stay here and do what I gotta do with Bach. I gotta take him out. So don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about me. Y'all just go ahead. I gotta kill him. It has to be me. He's taking the burden on his shoulders, saying it has to be me because of his backstory. We actually tap into his backstory in this particular episode. In the finale, where we see what happened when Bach used the Haschwalt technique and pretty much got Ichigo's mom clapped up, got what we thought was Uryu's mom clapped up as well, but actually what happened, it was Uryu who was actually affected by it, and it was his mom that ended up giving her life to save him through the process of like months of them researching the process to get Uryu back better. And of course, that caused an immediate grudge between Uryu's dad and Bak, as well as Uryu and Bak once he found out the truth of everything that happened. And the way he found out the truth was his grandfather pretty much recorded his thoughts and feelings towards Bak and pretty much laid out everything that he felt like Bak was going to end up doing to betray the Quincy's, and it all ended up coming true. And he read every part of it, and so he went on this mission based off of his grandfather's word. And then we got to see a couple good shots of course, Ishin Kurosaki and Uryu's dad gearing up to make it to the Soul Society. And then by the end of the finale, we actually see them arrive in the Soul Society, and I'm hype. I'm hoping they get some extra scenes. Hopefully they get like an extra fight. It might be asking for too much, but maybe we get to see Ishin's Bankai. Maybe we get to see Uryu's dad's Quincy form. I don't know. I just feel like it would be dope to add that in there. But I know contextually to the part of the story, because I've read the manga, that don't happen. But it's a lot of stuff that happened. Even in this finale, there's stuff that happened that wasn't necessarily in the manga. But like this Ichigo Uryu fight right now didn't happen in the manga. So that was interesting to see them fighting, and then it end pretty briefly. And so Ichigo and Orihime and Chad, they end up going to the palace, the throne room, to take out Bak while he's resting. Off the behest of Jugram and Jugram Haschwalt. And so we pretty much leave Uryu and Haschwalt there about to fight. And then we continue to move forward in the story. We see JusRzd. I couldn't think of his name for a second. I wanted to call him Jericho. But we see JusRzd pull up on all the captains. He pulled up on Soifon, Kisuke, freaking Byakuya, Renji, Rukia, Shinji, and Momo. Pulled up on all of them, wanting all the smoke. He's like, I need all y'all to attack me at one time. And Shinji's like, yo, are you dumb? Like, well, Renji's like, are you dumb? Do you know how many captains of the court guard squad there are? You want us all to attack you? He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. So they relentlessly attack him, take him out. Byakuya definitely takes a page out of it takes notes from Thor and Infinity War, and instead of going for the chest, he goes for the head and takes JusRzd completely out. What they didn't know, because he did this in the middle of JusRzd speaking, is that JusRzd has an ability to reform his body, and the more damage he takes, the larger he comes. The more damage he takes that takes his life, he ends up coming back even bigger and reforming his body even bigger. And so he ends up turning into this giant, massive, statuesque giant of a man, and pretty much starts smacking the captains around. We see Renji try to use his Bankai on him. We see, I don't know if he uses Bankai, but he definitely tried to. We saw a few people try to use that technique. Soifon definitely tried to use her Bankai and got smacked out. Momo and Shinji got out the way just in time. But it looked like they had got taken out for a second. And we just see the aftermath of everybody trying to figure out what's going on. We see Rangiku and Hitsugaya are on the battlefield. We see little buddy from Squad 4 is on the battlefield now too. I can't remember his name, but y'all know. If you know, you know. If you're a fan of Bleach and you've seen the anime, you know what I'm talking about. But it's funny. We get flashes of different captains and their status. We see Shunsui out of commission. We see Kurosuchi still out of commission in the pods. And it's just interesting to see just everybody kind of in their like final, like this is our final push to end this all. Meanwhile, back in the lower Soul Society, we actually see this rain of yellow light coming down, and Aizen's like, "What's going on?" We say all the members of the 13 Court Guard squad is going, "What's going on? What is this?" And every time the light hits the ground, it forms into like a bird-like owl-looking thing. and pretty much it's the remnants of Lille Bato, and now he's starting to attack and take the different members of the Soul, the 13 Court Guard squad out, and then he gets attacked by I think his name is Uzudu, but the dude with the Allen wrench, Zanpakuto. He looked like an Allen wrench. I can never remember his name, but his Zanpakuto has a cool ability. But anyway, he has a whole hole in his chest. While he's standing there looking super cool, making his entrance to defend the Soul Society against Lille Bato's weakened remnants. And if you know, you know what's coming next. But it's dope to see like everybody being put in the position for the final battle. Like I said, we see Ishin and we see Uryu's dad show up in the royal division in the royal palace, and we see Yoruichi and her little brother. Really, her little brother kind of steps in for her. I like the way they did it. They made it way too comical, in my opinion, in the manga. This one, it was still comical, but it wasn't like y'all was trying to be funny. It was just more so like, this our dynamic as brother and sister. So I appreciated that. But we see her little brother go in on asking, and low key start giving him the business and giving him the fist of fury. But asking just eats the punches, and he was just like, y'all messed up by not by not taking me out immediately, because now my ability is to be able to control the lethal dosage of whatever, of whatever is in me. And so now that I've got a taste of your attacks, you can't hurt me anymore. And so we pretty much see Yoruichi and her little brother kind of take a step back at that, realizing that they might have messed up a little bit. But we know this fight is going to continue in part 4, and it's going to get interesting. If you know, you know. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you know, you know. But anyway, back to the JusRzd fight. He's pulling up on all the captains. He's like, look, I want all the smoke. Bring all the captains. 20v1, that ain't enough. Keep bringing more. Like, I want all the smoke. Like, it was so funny the way he was just talking mad trash. And one thing I didn't expect to see, because we never saw it in the manga, which was disappointing, but I'm glad Kubo's doing it right now. In the anime, we see Shinji and all the other visors pull up. But one of the coldest shots of the finale, pull up. He pulled up with all the visors. All of them got their Zanpakutos out, and all of them pulled the mask down to face JusRzd. Oh, I just hope they give them a decent fight the way they gave Squad Zero a decent fight in the anime. Like, we know what the manga readers, those who've read the manga, we know how this fight gonna end. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they get to that conclusion. I just hope that they give them a fair shake like they did with Squad Zero, because in the manga, the visors didn't do nothing for real. Like, they showed up for like 2 seconds. They didn't even pull the mask down. They just showed up for 2 seconds, and then what happened. So it's just like, man. So, but anyway, that was one of the coldest shots of the episode. The visors pulled up, pulled the mask down, had these Zanpakutos ready. They ready to step in. And we got to see how Renji actually got healed after the Uryu fight. We see it was the visors who actually found him down and out. And even one of the visors, the Keto master of the visors, was just like, hey man, his wound is too clean. Like, he's gonna survive this. So we see that Uryu, even in shooting Renji as cold as he shot him in their fight, we see that he shot him clean enough to where it wasn't going to damage anything, and that he would be able to survive it. So it was dope to see that. So of course he gets healed. Of course he shows back up on the battlefield, trying to put in work, trying to do work. And now the visors are on guard. Now we got cut back to the Bambi's fight, trying to sneak back. Turns out that didn't happen. All of them get taken out while he's still sitting in the throne chilling. And we see rumblings in the world of the living, and Waco Mundo and the Soul Society as he starts to enact his plan. and move forward in that process. And it was just, man, this finale was phenomenal. So many slight touches, so many slight edits, so many new scenes, so many new nuances, just little subtle things that just add so much deeper context to the story that we were missing in the manga. Because Kubo's mentioned this several times. He was rushing through, he was dealing with health complications when he was writing the 1,000-Year Blood War in the manga. So it's a lot of stuff that he wasn't able to tap in and go in depth about, that he's now starting to change and go in depth about a little bit more in the anime. And it's been so dope so far. It's been so dope so far. Just the subtle touches from Ichigo's different fights that didn't happen in the manga that are now happening in the anime. It just is adding so much context to everything and raising the stakes so much. This finale was fire. This finale was fire. Now, the second episode of the finale was a little weird because it ended with Askin giving details on the Quincy history. So he did name the Quincy's that we've been seeing in the flashbacks that were like Bach's original shit stuffle, like his original generals. And looks like they got taken out in the original first Quincy invasion. So by the OG Soul Society captains, back when Yamamoto was young. And so it's just, it was interesting to end on that note, but I ain't mad at it because, like I said, the way they ended everybody's section is set up for just primetime hands when part 4 comes out. We got the Vizards versus Gerard. We got Yadoichi versus Askin. We got Uryu versus Haschwalt. And we got Ichigo on his way to the throne room to confront Bach. Bro, this joint is finna go crazy in part 4. So for me personally, hey, for me personally, I gotta give this a 10 out of 10 for a finale because they set everything up so well. Like, knowing what I know as a manga reader, they set everything up so perfectly, added extra context, added extra nuance. Oh, this finna go crazy. And I'm excited to see what they're gonna expound on and what they're gonna expand in part 4. And hopefully, we can get an anime adaptation for this Hell arc that's going on right now. But that's, of course, going to be probably way later down the line because they're still doing the Hell arc right now. It started out as a one-shot. Now he's developing chapters for it. He's got a couple chapters out for it. So I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it. So let me know in the comments below how y'all felt about the finale. If you agree with my rating, if you don't agree with my rating, let me know. Have you even watched part 3 of 1,000-Year Blood War? Because I know a couple people personally waited till every episode came out before they wanted to binge it. So let me know if you've seen it. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you feel like I'm tripping. But whatever you do, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video on the channel, which is every day. So stay tapped in with your boy and never forget, it's free soul to the soul free. Let's get it.